Any ambitious and competitive business knows that it's only as good as its people, and getting the best out of them is the key to success. So, when the University of Leeds set out to be one of the world's top 50 by 2015, it put its staff and students' well-being at the top of the agenda.
We are asking people to do an exceptional thing in this university. It's not easy to get into the top 50 universities in the world, so we're looking for exceptional performance. We're looking about a lot of sensible ways in which people apply themselves to that long-term goal. So thinking about how they were feeling at work and thinking about how we could get the best out of them, really, at the same time without putting them under too much pressure, just seemed a very logical and sensible thing for us to do.
That vision was set out in 2004. Now the university's strategy and the imagination and innovation behind it has been recognised by the National Business Awards. The university is a finalist for the Health, Work and Wellbeing Award, a unique achievement.
Health, work and wellbeing strategies often comprise a number of disparate, non-joined-up activities that organisations would describe as a strategy. However, Leeds University have developed a strategy that works from the very top of their organisation through the whole of the management issues, right through the student campus and down to every part of the organisation, including some suppliers. If you're looking for an example of how to develop and implement a really well thought through health, work and wellbeing strategy, you can't find a better example than Leeds University.
These days the campus is buzzing with health and wellbeing initiatives of every variety. Today the health and safety campaign is reminding people that it's still everyone's responsibility. But it's not just clever ideas that have been recognised. Projects like this are routine and embedded in the wellbeing programme, which is run by 2 dedicated full-time staff. The university has performed with a dynamism, consistency and systematic thoroughness you don't always associate with the ivory towers of academia. In part, at least, that's because there's a very good business case for a carefully thought-out well-being strategy.
There is already an awareness in the sort of business field that improving staff health and wellbeing has positive impacts on things like absence reduction and on staff turnover. We've started now to be able to demonstrate some benefits. So, for example, our staff turnover has decreased by 20% over the last 2 years. There's a specific business benefit to that. We've shown that we reduce staff sickness from 8.2 days to 5 days, which significantly reduces staff sickness absent costs.
The Wellbeing programme has impressed particularly because it's been integrated so systematically with the overall strategic vision of the university. A wealth of innovation sprang from the findings of a values group that encouraged people to imagine an ideal future.
What we've done as a values group is hold a whole series of workshops where we've tried to describe what it would feel like to work at the University of Leeds if it really were truly a world-class university and had achieved its purpose. And as part of that conversation, we've said, well, what would it feel like to work here? What stops it being like that here? What do we need to do to get there? And the main things that people talked about in the workshops in relation to being really world-class were really all things which the Wellbeing Group have been able to take forward as projects.
Wellbeing projects developed over the last 4 years include everything from a healthy week and management training to assistance with buying bicycles and staff wellbeing surveys. Getting the university body moving was another priority, and that was partly about making sporting facilities attractive to the unsporty.
I think initially we were focusing on just kind of showcasing what was available to people, both through communication and opportunities to come and have a look, come and have a try. Over the last few years, what we've tried to do is take people into a more progressive programme so that they get engaged in a try it session and then lead on to an intermediate and a full-time programme, say of yoga or Pilates. We've also engaged with lots of other constituent parts of the university, and that will include things like our residence and catering and our student union. So healthy food options, cooking lessons, all of these sorts of things. And it's been about much more broadly getting people to change their behaviour and get engaged in a healthy lifestyle.
You don't have to look far for evidence that the sports service is working. Henry Gauci has been a technician at the university for over a decade. In the past, he might have gone to a gym to lose a few pounds. Now it's the University Sports Centre.
I think being able to go to a sports centre in your lunch break, and also that the good thing about that is that you're sharing the sports facility with younger people, students, academics, management, and you're all together and exercising together, and you're all aiming for the same thing. Yeah, I've done that, and it's quite enjoyable. It's hard work, though. Going back to work in the afternoon, though.
But Henry has benefited in other significant ways from the Wellbeing programme. The annual Staff Festival gave his musical talents an audience that revealed the university as a living community. It was a revelation that has transformed his working life.
When I was on stage, people had brought the children in, so it was like a family event. It wasn't just a staff and student event, it was a family event. People brought the children, and I had about 20 to 30 children at the front shouting "Ukulele Henry." If that doesn't give you inspiration, you know, it's just a fantastic feeling. Yeah, the high point of my year was the talent competition, and I've met so many people through it as well. You know, it's fantastic, yeah. Thank you, University.
Leeds University is the second largest in the UK, and motivating the 50,000-strong community that comprises it is even more impressive given the diverse mix of support staff, students and academics. Small wonder then that the National Business Awards judges had no hesitation in choosing it as a finalist for the Health, Work and Wellbeing Award.